So we're here with Personnel Director candidate Sean Nguyen. So my first question for you is, why are you running for this position and what qualifications do you have for this position?
So the reason why I chose to run for personnel director is because as a first year, the one thing that I truly believe embodied my first year experience definitely was ASUCR. And I got into this race because I saw a problem and I wanted to fix it. I didn't come into this thinking that I wanted the power, the prestige that a lot of people, I believe, sometimes run for ASUCR for. In fact, I'm even donating half of the stipend the way that the personnel director receives to various on-campus charities and organizations. And I think what qualified me for this position is being within a first-year fellow within ASUCR. I currently serve in the capacity of as a executive vice president fellow. And in that position, I learned how to better to ASUCR for the better by learning how bylaws work and how how Robert's Rules of Order and how rules and regulations is stuff that is supposed to make ASUCR serve the student body.
What would you bring to this position that's new?
Well, I think the one thing that I believe I would bring to the personnel director that I haven't seen in my first year is definitely more accessibility. One thing that the personnel committee and a lot of the committees under the office of the personnel do is they compile reports from different sides of campus on various issues, but I kind of find it that these reports are definitely inaccessible. I think that it should be the job of the student body to ensure that all students, regardless of what side of campus you're from, are able to receive these information. And I think that having these reports hidden on various tabs on, let's say, the ASUCR website or through various, on the ASUCR website is definitely one thing that I think we can definitely fix. So this is one of the platforms that I'm actually campaigning on, is more of transparency. So I kind of wanted to have each executive office create a personal Instagram where you would see graphics of what's going on in the office so that the student body clearly knows what's happening within ASUCR.
How would you work with the Senate?
So how I would work with the Senate is, one, by using the personnel director bylaw of ensuring that senators are doing the job that they are required to do by living up to their bylaws. So one thing I wanted to do was collaborate with the Senate, do more check-ins with senators, ensuring that they know what they had to do that quarter, what they're still lacking before the end of the quarter, so that each time the quarter ends, we are able to ensure that ASUCR was able to live up to its bylaws and increase transparency, accountability, and reporting throughout each quarter we do.
In your words, what would you say is the biggest responsibility of the personnel director?
I believe that the biggest responsibility that the personnel director has is holding ASUCR to an ethical and approachable standard that the student body can believe in. At the end of the day, we were all elected into this position to serve the common good of increasing and enhancing the experiences that students experience from their student government. And I think my job is just to ensure that whatever bylaw people are working under is being met to its full capacity.
How will you publicize open positions within ASUCR?
How I would publicize open position, one, is using various platforms that ASUCR currently has, such as Scottsmail. I know that's been used in the past, but I think that what I want to do instead of creating a Google form is more of a resume type of application. So I think that I want to understand the full grasp that an applicant has instead of just answering certain questions. So sending in a resume, specific experiences on campus, what they're any interesting thing that we cannot find from candidates answering just questions. I want a more of a holistic application.
And what will you look for in a candidate's application?
What I would definitely look for in a candidate is definitely one who definitely shows that they aren't always trying to achieve for perfection, but more progress. At the end of the day, how I believe a person's term is more like a sailboat, and it's currently on this path, and the best thing that a officer can do or an elected official is to push it in the right direction. So I definitely would want to pick people who are once again represent the diversity that UCR has, but more importantly, that they're always looking to improve their bylaws or improve what the position has to offer for the next leader.
And that was my last question. Is there anything else you would like to add?
One thing I definitely would like to add is the idea that I hope that students understand that they're electing the next representatives to lead us into a greater student body and definitely a greater administration. How I want the next elected leaders of ASUCR to understand is that we were just handed this baton, and our job is to run the best and fast time that we can, so that at the next handoff and at the next election cycle, we are able to give the next leaders after us a better platform than what was given to us.
All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for doing this interview.
Thank you.
Of course.